Hey, Breck, what do we want to accomplish today?
Well, we made some juggles for Richard to present today, and I don't see Richard on. So,
Oh, that's interesting. He might be an hour earlier because he's out of San
California.
Diego.
he's south of San Diego,
Yeah, so
in Mexico.
he's only at 9 o'clock now.
Yeah. Hey guys, this is Tony. I got a separate email from him and it said 10 a.m. Pacific, which would be 11 Arizona. FYI.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Let
Oh,
me.
So
That's
unless somebody wants to reach out to him and tell him, see y'all in an hour.
here. Anybody got Richard's mobile number?
Or we can respond to his email.
Yeah, people tend to respond to text messages faster.
Here, Bob, I'll put it in the chat for you, direct to you. Oh, I guess, let me see here.
I'm
Let's see.
calling him as well.
You calling him?
Hey, Richard. Sorry about the time change. This is Breck, by the way. We're 10 o'clock Arizona Mountain Time, which is now, not Pacific any longer. Yeah.
Okay, I did not know that. Okay.
Can you
Okay,
do you have time to dial in real quick? Okay. All right. No problem.
Another appointment, and then I'll be right there. Bye.
Thanks.
Take care.
All right. So yes, that time change did mess him up. He is going to join us here shortly. So while we're waiting, why don't we go around the horn and just tell us who you are and what you do, but let's do the really abbreviated version, and then we'll turn the time over to Richard once he gets here. So let's go with Cheryl, you're up first on my screen. Why don't you go ahead and give a quick introduction?
Okay, thank you. Did you know that you're leaving money on the table? Did you know there are plans that you could put money in and borrow from later? We helped a family just in time. The daddy passed just after we put his stuff in place. We only have today. Are you prepared? Book a time with me and we'll look at your portfolio. And I'm working with individuals, families, and small businesses. Whatever I can do. Thanks.
Thanks, Cheryl. Autumn, why don't you go next?
Good morning. Thank you, Breck. Thanks for having me, everyone. So I'm the owner of A to Z Business Solutions. I do bookkeeping, business consulting, and personal and business tax preparation. I specialize in Schedule C tax filings, bookkeeping cleanup, back tax cleanup, workflow, and cash flow improvements. So my ideal client would be a small to medium business that needs maybe just some help in the beginning, but looking to grow their business and needs some support as they do that moving forward. So thank you so much for having me again this week. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks for being here. Todd, why don't you go next?
I thought you were going to go to Richard since he showed up.
We'll let him keep thoughts.
I'll go quick. I'll do the 10,000 foot view. Todd Miller, regional managing partner with Jake Alt. Did you know there's a better way to get access to credit and capital for your business without your personal social security number? Let's have a conversation. I can show you the way.
Awesome. Thanks. Phil, why don't you give a quick introduction?
Sure. I'm Phil Singleton with Pacific Advisors. I'm the guy who teaches business or individuals how to have the best wealth accumulation and distribution strategy, where I can typically help people save about 50% in taxation by having the correct strategy in place. Phil Singleton with Pacific Advisors.
Perfect. And Patrick,
How you doing, everybody? If you believe your wealth is your greatest, your health is your greatest wealth, and it's up to you to take full responsibility to invest into it, join me on this spot next week, and I will expand on that. It's information you deserve to know about. What you do with it is up to you. That's it.
I think Breck might be frozen again, so would somebody else like to go?
I'll go last because I'm going to be presenting, right?
Yeah. So if you can hear me, Armand.
You're back.
Okay, sorry about that. Armin Eckelbarger with Lead Exec Method Online Health Partners. And so what I do is I help guide individuals for enduring well-being. I can also help them with their desired physique goals. So it's a very comprehensive approach. It's holistic in nature and encompasses proper mindset, nutrition, supplementation, exercise, recovery, and hormone optimization for sustained results. You need to, and I work with different medical teams to help put these strategic protocols together. So if you or somebody you care about is looking to improve their longevity goals, that's what it basically boils down to, is helping you to live a longer, more compelling and fulfilled life. That's it for me.
All right. Is that me? Yeah, I think okay, thank you. I am a media marketing expert for about 40 years and an AI researcher, particularly for seniors, to keep it senior simple. And it's pretty amazing. I've learned how to use AI to solve every personal problem, every business problem, every networking problem, and turn it into a positive and a global solution. So it's pretty amazing stuff. And I'm working with Breck on a exciting new project, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you. Thanks, Mike. David Hepburn.
Yes, hi, Brett. My name is David Hepburn, and thank you for the invitation. I am a strategic, transformational business mentor. Personal development always precedes business development, and I help you get your personal part straight so that you can grow your business. I also run several Zooms, 8 o'clock Arizona time. I put them in the chat. Would love to have you join us. Thanks, Brett.
Thank you. Rudy, why don't you go next?
I'm Rudy Garcioni, and I teach people how money works. All the things we really should have learned in school, but they never got around to teaching us. Gee, I wonder why. Real quick, my tagline is finance is not an F word, and financial literacy is the crusade that I'm on because we're literally not taught about how to build wealth. It's crazy. The end goal of what I do is for generational wealth to become more common, teaching people about all the tips, tricks, and tools they have to better their financial future, but also their relationship to money as well.
Awesome. Thank you. Tony, you're up next.
Tony Benedict, private equity advisory, business transformation, M&A, post-acquisition integration.
Yep. Awesome. And Damar, are you available?
I am. I'm Damar Lewis. I help small businesses, pharmacies in particular, become more profitable, get the owners working less hours, and the hours that they do spend, they're spend it on their business as opposed to working in their business. And then likewise, hiring the right people, which is tough in post-pandemic, and that will actually run the business as if it's their own. And I will put my information in the chat. Thanks.
Awesome. And Damar, Phil, and Richard, we need to schedule that powwow so we can put together the webinar for pharmacies. So
Absolutely.
On the financial side. So,
Okay.
But last but not least, the floor is yours, Richard. You can share your screen. I've made you presenter,
I
And,
appreciate that. And honestly, this is going to be relatively short and I think quite simple for most of us. As incentive advisors, for some of you that may not know what we do, we're a company that works with small to mid-sized businesses across the United States, and basically we give them money. We give them money through identification of specific tax strategies and tax credits and incentives that exist out there. I've given a couple of presentations already on programs that we have as a company. You can see all the different programs we have at incentiveadvisors.com. But this one that I'm bringing is one that's got a little bit of urgency. And by the way, I really appreciate you guys' flexibility and allowing me to come on quickly, bump somebody, and then bump somebody again because I screwed up and I didn't realize that I was going to be traveling next Thursday, which is when I was originally scheduled. So thanks very, very much for your flexibility. So here's what we're talking about. We are talking about the self-employed tax credit. Okay, what everybody's familiar here probably with ERTC, right? The Employee Retention Tax Credit. Billions of dollars are out there. The IRS has now put a freeze on ERTC because they're concerned about there being so many potential ripoffs and people fraudulent stuff. Well, though the ERTC is designed for employers who have W-2 employees, but what about the gig worker? What about the individual, the self-employed individual? They actually had a program that was put in place back at the same time that the ERTC was put in place, and it's under the expanded FMLA, Family Medical Leave Act. However, because it is a smaller amount, it has never had the attention that the ERTC had, but it's very real, and here's the bottom line. If you file a Schedule C, meaning that you're a sole proprietor, you are a partner, you are an LLC that has not elected sub-S accounting, then you are potentially eligible for up to $32,220 in reimbursement for taxes from the government. The issue has always been that it's been hard to get. It's a relatively small amount, so nobody got really excited about it like they did with the hundreds of thousands and millions under ERTC. But what's happened now is that there's a company, a large company called through Anchor Financial, Anchor Accounting, and a company called Gig Worker Solutions, which is focused on individuals who are self-employed. And what they've done is they've made this into they've taken this and put it all online. So now what we have is a very simplified methodology for providing the program for the individuals. And I've got sitting up on my other screen, I won't bore you with having you read through it, but I've got the IRS code up here as to what individuals are qualified, and it goes into that if they're qualified under Section 1402 of the code as a trade or a business. But really, the bottom line is: do you have a Schedule C? Do you have a self-employed income during the years of 2020 and 2021? You can also, if you had a lower amount in 2021, especially due to COVID, you can use 2019 income as your baseline for the credits themselves. We have already, through the program, it's only been up about a little over a month and a half. We've already gotten well over $20 million is flowing through the program. It has to be filed in a certain way with certain information, and that's what this company has done. I'll go through some of the specifics on it. You're qualified. You are qualified if you had any activities during 2020 and 2021 which were affected by COVID, that you've been advised if you were subject to a local quarantine or isolation order, if you have been advised by a healthcare provider to self-quarantine due to concerns for COVID-19, if you're experiencing symptoms of COVID-19, seeking medical diagnosis, if you're seeking or awaiting the results of a diagnostic test for COVID-19, if you're obtaining immunization related to COVID-19 or recovering from any injury, disability, illness, or condition related to the immunization, if you're caring for an individual who has a who had COVID or thinks they have COVID. If you're caring for a child and the child's school or place of care has been closed, or the child care provider is unavailable, and or if you had to accompany an individual to obtain immunizations or care for an individual who is recovering from any condition related to the immunization. It is exceptionally broad. It is extremely broad, and and it's all online for the program. You have to have filed a schedule. You have to have filed a Schedule SE. You have to have some kind of a profit for that as well. It's not just a Schedule C; it's a Schedule SE. But again, remember, you can use 2019 as the basis for it. Let's see. I was going to look at you. You can use it. I was already gone through this prior year. And if you're a 1099 worker, if you're a gig worker, if you are a self-employed individual company, whether it's in real estate or if it's in lending or if it's in if it's doing a physical trainers are big into this area, or anybody who has not set themselves up with a sub S corporation. The way that it works is what we're very interested in. Obviously, if you yourself are have a Schedule C for those years, you can qualify for yourself. If you have clients that or people that you want to reach out to, I'm happy to set you up. We are working directly with Anchor Accounting, which is the accounting firm that's doing the actual accounting for the process. We work directly with them, so we can set up people to have their own link where you can send it out to your own people. There is definitely a commission involved in it. For those of you who are involved in it, Autumn, Phil, Todd, the folks that are involved with it, we'd be happy to work with you on being able to provide that. Our information at the moment is that this goes away. This sunsets on April the 15th of next year. And I'm trying to get a little bit more clarity on that one because I can't understand why it sunsets. Seems like that's a year early, given a typical 3-year look back. But it's but that's the information we have at the moment, that it goes away on April the 15th. The software that we utilize carries an individual in to look at what is the program, how does it work, how does it work for you. You can then input your information directly from your tax form, and it will tell you it calculates how much you would be eligible for. If you decide that you want to do that and go forward with it, then you can then send it in. You would upload your actual tax forms for 2019, 20, and 21, and the accounting firm will actually do the full will do the calculation for it. They charge 20% of the fee of this 20% of the recovery that is due only when you receive your money. They do have the ability to borrow against it. They've set that up as a facility. You can borrow against it. It's a 3% fee plus an interest rate, but you can get your money within 10 days. So it's a credit. Basically, it's a credit line directly to the individual, or you can wait. They're saying 18 to 22 weeks to be paid from the IRS on that. When that comes in, at that point in time, you would owe the 20% fee. Okay. I'm going to take all the questions, but I put in the chat my name, the website. If you go to incentadvisors.com, you'll see a section in there on SETC. That is what we're talking about there. I've also put, if you actually want to go directly in and apply, I've even put the link. That's my link. So any of you guys that are thinking about doing it for yourself, for your own clients, don't use my link, okay? Because you'll be paying me. I'd rather set you up with yours so that you can put that out to your clients, prospects, or people that you know. There's no licensing required for this. You don't have to be an insurance licensed or any other area. So you can go directly with that. And that's it, guys. I mean, like I said, it's relatively quick. It is a process. We all know what ERTC is like, but this one is simplified because it's a smaller amount. and they've structured it so that it moves through quite rapidly. Questions?
Yeah.
Damar.
Richard.
Yes, sir.
So what do you, a couple questions. What do you have to do to have the affiliate link for that?
For you to do for you to have the
Yeah.
affiliate link to bring that out to your clients, correct? Is that the question, Damar? Okay.
Yeah.
That is very, very simple. What you do is you send me an email with that you want the affiliate link. Give me the email that you want to use and the phone number that you want me to that you want on that. From that point on, it takes us between 24 and 48 hours to have the link created. There will be an email coming to directly to you from a man by the name of Justin Ruppel. And that will give you your personal link that you can use. If you look in the chat, you'll see mine that says app.gigworkersolutions.com, et cetera, et cetera. That's my personal. Anybody that goes in under that link is going to be attached to me. So you'd use your link. When that goes in, when the payment comes in, it comes back to our company. Our company then pays you directly out for that. Does that make sense, Damar?
Yes, it does.
So all I need from you is an email and a phone number and a request to do that, and I'll send that in.
Okay, great.
You had a second question, Damar? You said
Well,
you had a couple.
the only other question is that I need to get on your calendar. I've had a couple things that have come up this week. One person in particular that I made an introduction to you.
Yes, exactly.
But just to talk a little bit about that, if there's some other things to make it a little bit easier as far as identifying when those people are coming in.
Exactly. No problem at all. And I put in right now my Calendly in there. Send me your calendar link if you want to tomorrow, or you can grab something on mine, which is perfectly fine.
I'll grab something on yours.
Okay, it's my Calendly link is now in the chat as well. So yes, happy to meet. It's set up for a 9 to 5. If you need to meet prior or after, just email me, let me know. I just try to give myself a little bit of time in there. I'm happy to meet on the evening or weekend if that's what you need. What else, guys? Either I was that clear that everybody understands everything, or I was that unclear and you're totally confused. One of the two.
Mr. Mike Hayes.
Thank you, Breck. Richard, I do evergreen webinars, and I wondered, we have a calendar of calendars, and I help Fiverr create a community of 10,000 independent contractors. So would those be the kind of gig workers that, no?
Yes, I'm just shaking my head because you're absolutely. It's honestly kind of a joke with us right now, is that one guy was saying that he is going to go and do nothing except take 15-minute Uber rides, because every Uber driver qualifies for this, and all he's going to do is give them a brochure, on every Uber ride. Mike, you and I absolutely need to talk. Because,
okay, do you see my Gmail right there, mikehayesai@gmail.com?
Hang on a second.
And I'm taking yours down as well.
Yeah, easiest, Mike, is just grab that Calendly link and schedule. That Calendly is a beautiful tool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, really. I see it, Mike. I got you there.
So I could either use this presentation if it was okay with Breck, or you and I could record a separate presentation that would be an evergreen webinar about your presentation with a link to my affiliate link.
And it would be your affiliate link, Mike.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely not a problem. We'll be happy to do that. That's exactly what we want to accomplish.
Let's make that happen. Thank you.
Yeah, I've got it. I have another client.
To be U.S.
I'm sorry. Yes, they have to be U.S. They have to be U.S. Unfortunately, Patrick, they have to be U.S. because it's a U.S. law, obviously, and the tax code. But I've just to give you an idea, I've got another person that I'm working with who has a lending company, and they lend to small, mid-sized employers, and they have a client list of 70,000 that they want to go out. So those are some big numbers. Todd, I know from your standpoint, to try to get back together with you, I know that the people that you want to talk to are a lot of these folks because they're the ones that have a need for your service. Well, you can give them 20 grand and take a piece of that back for your service. You can find the stuff, the money for them to actually afford to buy a product. So
Sorry,
yeah,
I was muted. I agree.
yes. So yeah, so we can get you we can get you a link. Just let me know, and we've got, along with that link, we have flyers for everybody. We have video. We have 2-3 minute videos that talk about what it is and how it works. All of those things are there, and once you sign up, we'll obviously provide you with all of that.
Richard,
Yes,
how
Patrick.
can I help you? I know I'm miles away from you, but I'm mixing with a lot of people from America. And if you send me your 3-minute link and I could say, well, look, you need to talk to this guy, but in the meantime, look at this.
Absolutely. I can definitely do that, Patrick, because that's honestly it. If you feel like you have a people that could potentially, because obviously we don't know when we're out talking with someone as to whether or not they've elected a sub S election on their LLC, or even if they have an LLC, usually we don't have that kind of conversation. Unless you're someone like Autumn, who absolutely who knows exactly where they are. By the way, I have a bookkeeping thing that I want to talk with you about specifically, Autumn, and just needing bookkeeping. If you have because we don't know what that is. So what we're doing, I mean, you've just simply got to let people know that this exists. In the number that they talk about eligible for this are like 70 million. Okay, people that are potentially eligible. Something like 25 or 30% of all Americans make their primary income through gig work. Okay, every day. Now, whether they've set themselves up into something where, like I said, that they've created a sub S accounting for a particular reason, or they're just simply they're not even doing anything. They may have a DBA, they may not. They will qualify. It's really if you've got a Schedule C and a Form SE that goes along with your Schedule C with it. Now, this ties wonderfully. Those of you who heard what we've talked about before, which is the tax strategy for people who are more established. Our tax strategy program works beautifully for them because now they're already paying a bunch of taxes. They've done their sub S, they're already set up, but they're probably paying too much taxes. So we see it as being a tie together with that. Our whole goal here is to reduce the taxation, reduce the government costs, if you will, for businesses and for shareholders of businesses. More questions, guys.
I have a question.
David had his hand up.
Yeah, I just wanted to give a testimonial to the program. At the beginning of this year, I was introduced to this, and I actually had one of my clients sign up to get that. And about June, he signed up in January, and I think about June or July, he got 15,000. So the program's definitely valid. And so, get together with Richard and he can help you with that.
Yeah, and the issue with it, it has to be filed by an accounting firm. It's not like the RTC where they've got anybody and everybody out there. So there has to be more. It's just one of those things that's a hassle. And because it's small, there are costs involved in it. What this company has done is that they've simplified it by automating all of the input. And being able to do the upload and doing all of the work for the individual getting the filing on their behalf. But thank you very much, David.
I have a question. This has to do with taxes, and it may seem a little off the wall, but I'll ask it anyway. I have a number of friends that are retiring and buying recreational vehicles. And I was thinking there's so many businesses you can run in a recreational vehicle with AI, or like what Breck and I are doing, with health group, that you can run out of a recreational vehicle. And I was thinking if you wrapped it with advertising, what would the tax ramifications be? I'm told that you could write off gas and travel, and really just by putting a sign on your recreational vehicle, you would then qualify for the tremendous tax benefits just for your travel. And then when you're not doing that, you can go off to Yosemite in the same rec van.
Same RV. You know what? Autumn would probably answer a lot of that question because that's exactly what she works with. I do not pretend to be an accountant or a CPA.
Oh, okay.
I have a I'm out of Anderson School Business out of UCLA. But I don't. My accounting was not my happy place. Okay, that was not my thing. I was 52 cents off between my debits and my credits. I wanted to reach in my pocket and give him a buck. Keep the change. Keep the change. Let's call us balanced. Okay. So I recommend highly talk to Autumn, talk to the CPA. But from a personal knowledge on that, Mike, you're absolutely right. There are definitely deductions that you can be able to take on that. The amount of them and how you do that really depends on your risk, your level of risk, and your CPA's information. But yes, there are definitely deductions, and obviously you have a very creative mind.
I have a note that I just put into Autumn to connect. So I don't know if you saw that. If we could do that, it'd be great.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I did, Mike. Thank you so much. And anyone else that has any questions about tax deductions for their business, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to help with that. It's right around the corner already. So
Yep. It's right. It's right there.
Wow.
So more questions, guys. It's obviously, like I said, it's pretty fundamental. If you've got a Schedule C for 20 or 21, there's money on the table because as I walked through the qualifications for this, and pretty much everybody that has a Schedule C will qualify for some amount. If you honestly, there's one piece in 2021. If you have kids at home, if you've got kids, you're slam dunk, because there's just a large amount of that, because everybody you got closed out of school, so you've got like 50 days that's able to be qualified for 2021.
Excellent. Any other questions for Richard? Oh, Kristen joined a little late and didn't get an opportunity to introduce herself. So Kristen, why don't you go ahead and tell the group what it is that you do?
Hey guys, sorry for my tardiness. So my name is Kirsten Jacobson and I live in Burbank, California. And I own a couple of businesses. My business that I've had for 25 years is a music production company, and I am an LLC. We do file Schedule C. My other business is I own a financial services agency where I teach financial education. And just what you were saying, Richard, I like I said in the chat, I check all of those boxes. I have kids. I file Schedule C. And my CPA was like, "Well, you're paying a lot more taxes this year. What can we do?" And I'm like, "Did you make sure to put my kids on payroll? Did you make sure, what can I do?" But yeah, we need to chat.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are there, and it's really, it is not a knock on the CPA. You can only be a specialist at so many things, right? I mean, how can you do it all? I mean, I read, when I say you can't do it all, I say, have you tried to talk to your accountant between January 1st and April 15th? Good luck, right? How do you then have the time to strategize for this, for that, or the other? What we do not replace anybody. We want to work with the existing trusted advisors. So we're not taking, when we do anything that we work with, we want that to be done through the advisor, through them, in participation with them. You can only do some things. I've done a lot of work in the research and development tax credit area. very specialized area, obviously, and you want to make sure that you're not going to that you have a credit study that will hold up, or a cost segregation. You want to make sure you have a cost seg study that will hold up if there's an issue that comes in through the IRS. So all of those things, you know, require it, and it's just a matter of finding people that we can work with, that we trust, that we're able to provide the value that we do for clients, and be able to do that in a cooperative manner with our trusted advisors, you, Kristen, Autumn, Phil, you know, Mar. Now, all we want to do is work with that, because there's so much business out there. There are so many businesses that need help, that, you know, that there's no reason for competition. There's just a lot of business out there we can help each other with.
Awesome. Thank you, Richard. And appreciate your presentation. Hope.
Thank you again for
Yeah.
all of your flexibility, as I said earlier.
We want to turn some time over to Bob when he's available to talk about mycity.com. He hasn't introduced himself yet, and how he can help you. I've got to ditch out of here a little bit early because I'm neglecting my duties at the conference here, so I could join with ask for the group, and particularly, you know, this is for everybody, but perk your ears up, Phil, and with individuals that may fit this bill. But you all may know someone. I am really in need of a co-founder right now. Project is taking off, and I really need somebody that can lead that initiative and really be the face of just exited successfully in healthcare, and is looking for their next opportunity to really do something that matters and will better serve patients, and get out of the hamster wheel of sick care, and want to focus on well care. So that's what the whole Fountain Review program is all about. So if you know of anyone that might fit that bill, please refer them to me. Would love to talk to them and see if they're ready. Link there. If you just want to chat about things about the Fountain Review, please reach out to me. But Bob, love I'll plug Bob's team helped me connect to about it's over 4,000 people now, just on my LinkedIn in industries that I wanted to connect with, and so very appreciative to that support and how much we've been able to grow my connection. One of the positive things that mycity.com can do for you. But Bob, introduce yourself to those that may not know you as well as I do.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for the compliments.
Did you all hear everything I
Gosh,
said?
I've been doing this stuff a very, very long time. You know, I was thinking about it when you were speaking, that I got into the data world back in let's see. I got out of the service in 1971. So I had a top secret clearance when I was with NATO. And from that point forward, this is when they had the atomic clocks and everything had to be set to the atomic clocks. The world's changed. I think at the end of the day, the world's changed. The key to this, what always seems to come with it, is the data. Without the data, you're useless, and that doesn't work for you. So I help people acquire data, whether they're using it through. I've been a LinkedIn consultant for 17 years. I have a team of people that manage people's LinkedIn accounts, and then we do the research of their phone numbers, their cities, their states, their zip codes. LinkedIn took that away in 2018. So there's still huge amounts of opportunity. I think everybody's seeing the impact of artificial intelligence, right? It doesn't do anything unless you have the data to come along with it. And that's the key to the whole thing. So, that's my pitch. If you want to get in touch with me, my information's in the chat room. And, let's get prepared. We're just putting out a post now about 2024. What are you going to do that you're going to do differently? And that's, I think, a big, impression on people's minds today. You're going into 2024 being somewhat scared. That's the feedback I get from people, that they're scared. How many people are worried about the future? Okay, no, there's no Israeli war going on, none of that stuff. Nothing's going on. So everything's just, you're going to go and have Turkey Day this month, and then it's just clear sailing. Come on, we know better, right? Am I making any sense? You want to give me any feedback?
Yes, agreed.
Todd, thank you. I appreciate that. You got to do things differently. You can't do it the same way that you did in 2023. 2024 is going to mandate either you change or you're going to fall behind. It's that simple. I used to give lectures to people on LinkedIn. I'd have a room filled with 100, 150 people, and I'd talk about LinkedIn. Well, guess what? When I first started doing those, there was 300 million members on LinkedIn. Now there's 950 million members on LinkedIn. Now there's AI, which is totally impacting everything that we do, right? Are you using it? Are you figuring out where you need to go with it? That's the key. Todd, you did the best nod I had all day. Yeah,
Can I agree with you and tell you why I am not worried about the future? The reason is because I've been researching AI. I totally agree with you, but I am all in on AI 100%. I've created AI Futureland, AI Tomorrowland. If there's anything, the only thing lacking is your imagination, and lacking limits in your imagination. If you jump into AI, and if you don't go into AI, everybody will be looking at you in the rearview mirror. You are going to face setbacks or obsolescence. So I've been working closely with people at Oxford, and they are talking about AI and the future of cities and how it's really changing absolutely everything in just a stunning way. And you cannot overthink the possibilities of AI and turn every personal or business problem into a world-changing event. That's how my congressman calls it, like working on the atomic bomb project. And we have to be involved to monitor it and to legislate it and to keep it ethical and safe. So like Bob is saying, you've got to get into it. It's no ifs, ands, or buts.
And you know what the difference is with you? You're getting into it. Whereas I'd say probably half the world out there doesn't know what to do with it. That's where you're making a difference. Does that make any sense?
That's what I want to do.
That's what you do for a living.
That's it.
Right. And that's the part I love. So
the conversation this morning in a networking meeting was on AI. It's convenient that it has circled back to this, but one of the speakers brought up that AI is not going to put you out of a job. Somebody that knows how to use AI is going to put you out of a job because they can do a job of 10 people.
What's important for this group is the distinction between knowledge, which is going down in value because it's so readily available, and wisdom. And this group has wisdom. And if you don't have wisdom, AI is not going to do you any good. I think Bob kind of referenced that. This group has wisdom, and I can explain the difference, and I will. I'm doing a talk in, I think, a week or so about it, and I'll explain the difference between knowledge and wisdom and how to take advantage of your experience with AI. And that makes all the difference. That's going up in value.
So right. See, you have a Cal hat. Go to Cal?
My wife did. I'm a Cal football fan. I went
Oh.
to Michigan and Eastern Michigan,
I get it. I get it.
but I don't like Harbaugh.
Guys, I want to say one other thing. I realized I didn't give you any idea of what the commission structure would be on this. Is that without giving you a percentage, because I won't go into all the detail on that. But for everybody, if you have an average of somebody that gets $20,000 back, and we're seeing it range, it's a maximum of 32. We're seeing it range all over the place. But at about $20,000, you have about $700 to $1,000 in your pocket from a commission standpoint. So if you've got 20 folks out there that happen to take the program, that's an extra 20 grand for Christmas.
Thank you.
So Richard, where does all this money come from? You said
We're
a silly
paying-
question.
Yeah, good question, right? Well, what do we hit? I think we're going to hit 3 trillion in debt shortly. Isn't that what I saw recently?
Yeah.
Something like that. That's where it's coming from. It's hard to fathom, Patrick. I totally agree with you, but it's sitting out there, and I don't know what else to do about it.
Will it impact on the balance of payments? Will it drive inflation up? Will it? What? I mean, there are
God.
good parts to it, but they're not.
We
so
can all get on our favorites on our favorite soapbox from that on that one as to what it does.
I love it. Love it.
Looks like Breck has vanished, so I don't know if somebody's going to say goodbye. Are you going to say goodbye, Bob, or are we wrapped or what?
Yeah, does anybody else have anything else they want to talk about? Anything enlightening?
I'd like to connect with Richard on that program as well. Most of my tax clients and bookkeeping clients are Schedule C.
Yeah, Autumn, I saw
clients,
that.
and I
It'll
think
be-
they could definitely benefit.
Without a doubt, yeah, I've written down your one of the top here, and you've got mine. You grab mine, grab a half hour, an hour in the Calendly. Let's, you guys, please do that. I'm going to try to get around it, but I'm there. I'm going to be out of town next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But other than that, it's going to be regular times. Look at my website so you understand the product. Okay. So you understand just understand from there. From there, it's a simple matter. We'll get you signed up for it. We'll get you do it. Then you know what? And honestly, when you do it for yourself, because a lot of you fall into exactly that category.
Yeah,
when you do it yourself, you're going to have hands-on training. Right. I mean, and you'll walk through exactly how you do it. I'm recommending to the people that they kind of help their clients walk through the product process. Some people get confused when they're going through it, but it's quite simple. And we're trying to move as fast as we can because this is quite new, and we've got a short fuse on it. You know, we're doing a lot of it. It's working fast, but it's something we've been doing this now for like a month and a half. So it's short. It's not a 5-year-old program. So we're working very rapidly to put everything in place. But yeah, let's talk. We definitely need to talk on them. And anybody else, please email me, give me your stuff. We can set you up and start walking away through your stuff. And Cheryl, I think you had indicated when we first talked, like a month or so ago, when I first mentioned this, or weeks ago, you said that you would probably qualify. Absolutely. So we can work with that.
So we're back to what Darwin told us: adapt or die.
Oh my God. So you are so right. You are so right. And business has never moved faster, right? I mean, my gosh, now with AI and everything that's happening with that, it's just the speed is just simply picked up even more. Okay,
not only that, Richard, but if Autumn's helping her clients, she's helping herself, but helping her clients get the money they're owed.
Yep.
Okay, you should get paid for helping your clients, but you're now moving up in their eyes of, gosh, she's not just A to Z business solutions. She's also looking out for my best interests, and you'll never lose that client.
Thank you, Todd. I mean,
Absolutely.
yeah, obviously that's one of the things that we work with, Kirsten. We work with, we want to work with people who are trying to help other clients, and we want to provide some of the tools, because because that's what we do through the programs. Those you're talking, we have a relationship with a tax law firm that helps people on different tax aspects that are valuable to them. So yeah, those are all pieces that we need to talk about. Not this, but there's other potential that we can have and work with as well. So love to work with all of you. I got nothing else. Thank you, Patrick. And whoever it was that gave up their day to allow me in here again, I thank them. I'm not sure it was Patrick or someone else, but oh, they're Mike. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. You and I, Mike, we need to Zoom, because you have a gold mine out there for yourself with that group that you have. So we need to figure out how to market directly to those people.
Well, you've got the wisdom that people need.
Yeah, and maybe specific knowledge, on these particular products, because that's what we've, seek and ye shall find. That's what we have looked for, is how do we help a business? How do we provide something for them? And then when we can provide something for them, now we can work with them in different areas. And that's what we try to do, is provide tools so that you can, from a business standpoint, that you can help your client out. Same time you're making money, and everybody should know that that's exactly what you could and should do on that. But then you're part of their process for how do you move forward with business with products that you've got.
Richard, you mentioned Uber drivers. Is there an average age of the contractor that maybe qualifies? Are they younger, or?
No, it really is. I mean, there are so many people. I mean, look at Todd and I. We've got some gray hair in our, we've got some gray in our hair, and we're both and on our chin as well, right? And there are so many people that are, and it could be whatever age. So certainly you Uber drivers, there's so many gig workers that are out there. But I mean, it's also people that work piecework in construction. Okay, that people that work for, I don't know, caterers that hire people on a 1099 basis to handle their catering gigs. It's just so broad spread that people, I've got clients that have their own very successful business, but they also have a couple of companies that happen to be just flat out LLCs, and they're making income through their sole proprietorship or their LLC company, and they qualify for it in addition to whatever else they're doing in the business. So it really boils down to that. Do you have a Schedule C on your tax return? If you've got a Schedule C on your tax return, you've got a good shot at being qualified for something. Like I said, who can't
I have
help?
to leave. Bye, buddy.
Yep, we all got to go at this point. So, yep. Anyway, I'm continuing to talk. So I was looking forward to working with you all. I'm excited about this. Like I said, it's got some urgency to it. So I will be talking with all of you. Take care, guys.
You're muted, Bob.
There we go. Thanks, Todd. Well, I think it was a very good meeting, because what did we do? We learned something. Now, the takeaway is, what do we do with it? That's always the key, isn't it? So, anybody wants to contact me directly, my information's in the chat room. I'll leave the screen open for a little bit longer, and then you'll get a copy of it. Okay?
Great. Talk to y'all later.